Lifting family, welcome back. So there was a request for an arms workout on the Total Gym, so let's get started with that. In terms of the arm workout, so I like to start off with more of like a compound movement, and what I was hoping for was a little bit more of like a drag curl where I was actually pulling my elbows back and kind of up a little bit, but it ended up being more of a biceps curl. Just getting into that position on the Total Gym was not really quite possible. So that turned into a biceps curl, which felt really great. And then the transition from there was to try to get into some sort of like a pressing movement. And with the Total Gym, doing dips first, I'm fairly strong at dips, so trying to do that first was not really the best option for me. So moving into something like a close grip chest press was going to be something that would work out, but with the way that the handles kind of rub along the sides of my forearms, I went for more of like a reverse bench press, which felt fantastic. And I'm not normally comfortable with doing the reverse bench press when it comes to doing that on a barbell or even with dumbbells. So with this, it felt fantastic. I was able to actually get a good contraction in my chest as well, but triceps definitely felt that movement quite a bit. So, and then the goal here was just, I normally aim for more towards like the fatigue side of things. If I'm going to do, which I don't normally do, a true arms workout, I normally try to keep my volume somewhere around 8 sets per muscle group. So with this, I was going to be sticking with somewhere around 3 sets for the first grouping, and then moving on to the second grouping. This is where things kind of changed up a little bit. I wanted to get a little bit of a different angle. I wanted to get the biceps into a little bit more of a stretch position. So with that, I was getting into more of an arms down, a little bit more of an extended position. So to be able to also get a good peak contraction at the top of the movement, which is also obviously the goal when it comes to getting a full range of motion, I had to lean forward just slightly on this to be able to get a good stretch at the bottom, which again felt fantastic. This is a machine that I'm really starting to enjoy. And so I was able to get a stretched position out of the biceps, get a nice curl out of it, and then I transitioned that into the dips. I definitely would do dips weighted in the future, just because, again, here with this grouping, probably another 3 sets with about 10 to 15 reps. The first exercise I would have normally liked about 8 to 12 reps, the first grouping. And then moving into the second grouping, I normally prefer a little bit higher repetitions, maybe 10 to 12, 10 to 15, depending on how the day goes. So with that, just really trying to make sure that I was able to get a nice range of motion out of this. Again, I probably wouldn't end up doing these with some weight in the future, just because the movement felt nice, but I definitely needed a little bit more resistance going on here. Trying to keep things more towards the highest elevation that the Total Gym goes. And then for the last exercise, this is where things kind of got unique, and I was trying to think a little bit outside of the box when it came to this. So with this exercise, it kind of turns into more of like a Superman curl, but it's more of like a Total Gym preacher curl. It's kind of hard to keep your elbows tucked in onto that pad, but at the same time, the movement still felt nice. I was stretched overhead while keeping my elbows on the pad and just really getting a good full contraction towards my forehead. That felt fantastic. And so here, again, another probably 2 to 3 sets. I believe I actually completed 3 sets on this grouping. So, and then this one is normally 15 repetitions to failure, whatever that is. I did have to lower this down 2 notches on the Total Gym to be able to get the resistance to what felt comfortable. And then I normally try not to make any adjustments when I'm moving over to the triceps movement. So with the triceps movement on this one, I ended up going towards the more of like a skull crusher, and just trying to make sure that my elbows weren't stretched out here, and that way it wasn't too far overhead, more of like a French press. It was just basically where my elbows were directly overhead in this position and curling just towards the top of my head. That way it got a good stretch in the triceps, and I was really able to feel this one. This is another one where I probably should have either added weight or maybe bumped up that Total Gym a little bit, because I think I ended up getting somewhere around 20 to 25 reps on this one. But no abs for this day. Just a lot of these workouts tend to go by feel, and I felt a nice solid pump in my arms. So this is kind of where the workout ended up ending. So like this video if you like videos like this. Comment down below if you have any questions. Do remember to click that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Those subscribers have definitely been going up lately, which is fantastic. I believe I've actually eclipsed the 2,000 mark in terms of subscribers, so that's awesome. And then outside of that, as always, thank you for watching and keep pushing.